don't have to make this thing perfectly straight because, you know, look at a branch in nature, it's got all kind of bumps all over it. Variations in the bark. Make this thing as wide as you want. Which is why it's probably best that you start off with a fan brush. Something that's going to give you a coverage on the beginning of this branch. Like I said, don't try to make perfectly defined edges on it. We're not making perfect sticks here. Yeah, this is where you you start getting brave after you've been doing this for a little bit. You know, you had this really nice scene and you just come across it with a big branch. And this is what used to blow my mind when I was a kid, you know, in the late 70s, early 80s, watching that guy with the big hair. You know, he spent all this time making this beautiful painting, this awesome painting, and then he just came across and did something crazy like what I just did. Putting a big old dark line over what you just spent so much time trying to create. Remember my mom like gasping. Could not believe he just did what he just did. You gotta break that off into branches off the branch. We're going to smooth that out a little bit. Yep. You're not going to have just that one coming off, right? You're under a tree, you're going to have a bunch of these branches. Yeah, I can hear my mom gasping. Could not believe he just did that. But honestly, this is what makes the painting. This is what creates that depth of you are looking down over a valley, standing on an edge. You just got to get brave enough to do it. After you paint a little bit, you will be. You will be. All these branches hanging down. This is one of those things where I tell you, you want to know where to stop. You want to have a good amount of branches because so, you know, the viewer knows they're standing under a tree. But by the same token, you can't blot out everything you did. It's crazy. We'll bring some in from this side. Yeah, we'll put them in at different angles. We'll cross them over this guy. It's where you can get creative. Just whichever way you want. Yeah, you can spend all day adding branches if you want. Just make sure you're keeping them realistic. And they're going to have bumps. They're going to have weird forks. They're going to have weird bends. When you're using your script liner on this, I want to show you this little tip. You want to take it and you want to roll it. When you roll it through the paint, it brings the bristles to a point. When you're coming to the ends of these. And slightly pull away from the canvas. Said they make all kind of weird bends. This is where you can just have a lot of fun. And just keep making a branch off. The more you have, the more realistic it's going to be. And the more you overlap, the more it's going to set everything back. You see, just by bringing that little part of that branch down over that mountain, look how far it sets that back. It's crazy. Get some little guys coming down from the top here. Oh, big old glob, you don't want that. And spin my brush. My brush with the price tag on it. I'm like the Dolly Parton of painting. They have price tags on things. This is a pretty old brush too. Alright, just, yeah, it's up to you how crazy you want to go with these. Like I said, don't get enough on there that you create that distance.